Okay, so a little bit about me. When I met Jenna, I didn't know anything about salsa. I didn't know the count. I didn't know there was different styles. I didn't know what country it came from. Uh, my expertise level was probably in the negatives. Jenna here was a level. What were you? Level four when I met you? 5?
4 or 5.
Now she's like at 12. But so I didn't know anything, and fast forward to I guess once we started dating, she wanted to get me involved in it because she was doing classes with Tony and progressing through her salsa levels. I didn't even know there were levels, and I was a little scared. Didn't know if that was for me, a little intimidated. She's a level 5. I'm a level -1. I couldn't even count. I couldn't even get to count. Tony had to count every single time for me. And so the idea of private lessons came up, and maybe if Tony would come to our house and do it in more of a private setting, maybe I'd be a little more comfortable there with my 2 left feet. And so he gave us a great deal of crazy value, and was going to he would drive to us and we would start our lessons. Not too long after that, Jen and I got engaged, and the topic became our wedding. And Jenna, I had no say, and Jenna absolutely had to have salsa at the wedding in some form or fashion. So we had to keep doing lessons, and now we were starting to mold into choreography. Which I think I enjoyed a lot more, because now it became less of this freestyle of moves and me having to come up with the next move off the top of my head, to at least now it's like, okay, do this move, do this move, do this move in a structured timeline.
Something
and you
could practice.
Yeah, just repetition. Okay, now you do this, now you do that. And all of a sudden, it just goes with the music. And even if you forget, all of a sudden you hear another part of the song, and you know exactly what move goes there, and it became way less stressful in my head. So, at this point, I don't know, I knew maybe the basics and could count enough to, still make Tony want to count. But fast forward, and we ended up doing 21-hour sessions. Some we did, they weren't always 1-hour sessions. Some we did an hour and a half. Some we did 2, just whatever.
Worked for
scheduling. And I went from -1 to, this is over the course of 4 months, we did 22 hours.
It's usually once a week. Sometimes twice, sometimes every other week. It's based on.
And now I knew the count. I knew the history of the dance. I got so into it and felt so confident. I actually surprised Jenna with a trip to Puerto Rico so we could do it freestyling
on the
streets of Puerto Rico with nothing but locals. The locals looked at us like
none of your friends believed.
Not a single friend believed any of it until the wedding. And then after the wedding, every aunt and uncle, they were afraid to dance. They were like, you just ruined dancing for me. How am I supposed to follow that up?
Your sister had always wanted you to get into it, and you hadn't until now.
Mm-hmm.
But the lessons were fun.
The lessons were fun. I remember the very first lesson. I've never met Tony before, and I was still, a little introverted about it, and didn't, wasn't really excited at that point, and was really uncomfortable. And then Tony arrives, and he just has this persona to him where you feel like you've known him I felt like I knew Tony for 9 years. Like, there's just this, it's like you just mesh with him. You just click, and it just seems very natural. It doesn't seem like he's trying too hard.
And the way he explains things, too, is very down to earth and relatable, and doesn't make you feel bad if you can't get anything. Makes it fun, makes it a joke.
What else? Some moves eventually got to be a little too complex, and I would just tell him, but I'm not interested. Is there a different move that I'd feel more comfortable with? And I mean, the man has 1,000 moves. It's insane.
Never ending.
It's insane. What was the one I didn't want to do? It was like the mirror. I'm sure he's laughing right now. But
you were afraid you were going to elbow me in the face.
And I mean, we get to the wedding, and I felt very comfortable. I thought my heart would be beating out of my chest, and I would be sweating and flushed.
See, mine still was.
All eyes on me, and I would have tunnel vision, and I would just forget everything, and couldn't be further from the truth. Just came down the stairs with utter confidence, waited for the DJ to cue up the song, and we just, went through it like we had a million times before. And we're still learning today. It's not even like I wanted it to just end right after the wedding. Now I'm into it enough to where I want to continue progressing through. And
I think it went from you doing it just for me because I loved it to you actually really liking it.
Right.
It's like the time we went out to practice at that bar. And you were the one that wanted to stay on the dance floor.
And we get a standing ovation. A standing ovation. Like, the cooks, like, people were just coming out of all the crawl spaces in this restaurant to give us a standing ovation. I couldn't believe it. Because, I don't know. I guess
and at that point, we were still messing up a little bit here and there.
Right. But you could, like, everybody could tell that, hey, these people have had lessons. And like, they're good. So, Tony, wow. Thank you so much. You've taken me from negative to I don't know. I feel like I'm level 8 now. I'm sure it's really more like a level.
We need more lessons, Tony.
Level 3.5, level 4.
But thank you. It was super fun, so memorable. I think we have so many bloopers, fun stories.
And if anyone is on the fence, doubting themselves of, is Tony the right person? Is salsa worth getting into? Try it out. Tony's the most fairest person you could ever come across. Super likable. Well, explains everything well.
Yeah.
And give it a shot.
Give it a try.
For sure, give it a shot, and you will be surprised how soon you're ready to order 10 more lessons. We started doing it, buying 10 hours at a time, privates. So worth it. So
you feel accomplished every time you do another class. You learn something new, and it's one more check
and you're having fun doing it. You're laughing the whole time. You're he'll answer your questions. You can suggest things. You can repeat things. You can. You
get to learn to work together.
Yeah. Give him a shot. Is 10 out of 10 stars.
Yeah.
No questions asked.
Thank you, Tony.
Thanks a lot.